Harold Christ Agerholm was born 29 January 1925 in Racine, Wisconsin, and attended schools in the Racine Unified School District. After working for 5 months as a multigraph operator for the Rench Manufacturing Company, now Racine Industries Incorporated, he joins the Marine Corps Reserve on 16 July 1942. Agerholm receives his recruit training at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California. Upon completion of his training, he is assigned to Headquarters and Service Battery, 4th Battalion, 10th Marine Regiment, 2nd Marine Division. Agerholm embarks for overseas duty on 3 November 1942 to New Zealand, where he trains with his battalion in Wellington for 11 months. In January 1943, Agerholm is promoted to Private First Class and appointed the battery storeroom keeper. He takes part in the fighting on Betio Island, Tarawa Atoll, in November 1943. After the end of the hostilities on Tarawa, Agerholm relocates with the 2nd Marine Division to the Hawaiian Islands, where they train for the forthcoming invasion of Saipan. Along with the entire 410 Marines, Agerholm lands and assaults the beaches of Saipan on 15 June 1944. With the battle for the island raging for 3 weeks, the enemy launches a vigorous counterattack on 7 July, and a neighboring battalion is overrun. Agerholm volunteers to help evacuate casualties. For nearly 3 hours, he single-handedly evacuates 45 casualties while under intense enemy rifle and mortar fire before being mortally wounded by a Japanese sniper. For his actions on Saipan, Private First Class Harold Agerholm is posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. He also receives a Purple Heart Medal posthumously, the Presidential Unit Citation, the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 2 Bronze Stars, and the World War II Victory Medal. Agerholm's mother is privately presented his Medal of Honor on 25 June 1945 by the Commandant of the 9th Naval District, honoring her request as she didn't want any public presentation. His Medal of Honor citation reads as follows: "The President of the United States of America, in the name of Congress, takes pride in presenting the Medal of Honor posthumously to Private First Class Harold Christ Agerholm, United States Marine Corps Reserve, for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty while serving with the 4th Battalion, 10th Marines, 2nd Marine Division, in action against enemy Japanese forces on Saipan, Marianas Islands, July 7, 1944. When the enemy launched a fierce, determined counterattack against our positions and overran a neighboring artillery battalion, PFC Agerholm immediately volunteered to assist in the efforts to check the hostile attack and evacuate the wounded. Locating and appropriating an abandoned ambulance jeep, he repeatedly made extremely perilous trips under heavy rifle and mortar fire and single-handedly loaded and evacuated approximately 45 casualties, working tirelessly and with utter disregard for his own safety during a grueling period of more than 3 hours. Despite intense, persistent enemy fire, he ran out to aid 2 men whom he believed to be wounded Marines, but was himself mortally wounded by a Japanese sniper while carrying out hazardous mission. PFC Agerholm's brilliant initiative, great personal valor, and self-sacrificing efforts in the face of almost certain death reflect the highest credit upon himself and the United States Naval Service. He gallantly gave his life for his country. On 19 June 1946, in Boston, Massachusetts, the destroyer USS Agerholm is commissioned and named in honor of PFC Agerholm. A combined middle school and elementary school in Racine is named for Agerholm, and Medal of Honor recipient Major John Gersted of the United States Army Air Force, Gersted Agerholm Elementary Middle School. During the period when it administered the Northern Mariana Islands, the U.S. Navy built a school on Navy Hill, Saipan, for its dependents and named it in the H.C. Agerholm School. The Harold C. Agerholm Memorial Gun Park near the headquarters of the 10th Marine Regiment in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, is also named in his honor. As always, stay salty, devils, stay safe, Semper Fi, and carry on.